Previous class, we talked about some basic things like how to multiply, divide, subtract. We can take the square root and such kind of things over there. Okay, so again, I really want to tell you something more. So so think about the numbers. First, we have to make our concept very clear that why we need our studio, why we are using the metrics. Actually, the thing is, for example, there are 1D, 2D, 3D. So there are three axes. Like if we talk about this one, this is x-axis, this is y-axis, right? And then there will be, we can say 2D. And then there is one x, y, and z, right? This is x, this is y, and then this is z. And we call it 3D, right? And simply like there is only one direction, which it is 1D, right? So in our studio, in our this program, we have to play with 1D, 2D, and 3D numbers. Okay, so let's say what is 1D? 1D mean like you have let's say you say that x is equals to C. C stands for you will make list of numbers. Okay, so you can say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like this one. Okay, so it means x is equals to 1 until 5. It will store in this way, right? So we usually say it a list. Okay, what we call it? List. One it is one dimensional, we call it a list. Okay, we call it a list or one dimensional array. So what is two-dimensional array? 2D array. Can anyone please tell me? Just think, what is two-dimensional array? We just study about it. We just have solved some problems about it. What is 2D array? A matrix. Yes, a matrix. Matrix is a 2D array. Okay, so in here you will see you will have like in horizontal and vertical direction you have numbers 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 like this one. So why we need our studio in our civil engineering things? We need not only x1 x2 or x3. We don't need only these three. We need maybe sometimes there are more than 10 parameters we need to solve it. Okay, so especially in water sources engineering, we have a lot of equations you have to solve it, and it is not that easy that okay, so I would say if it is 3 by 3 column, that it's fine. If it is 4 by 4, it's fine. But as long if it is going to be increase, then it's gonna be a tough for engineer to solve it. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna use our R Studio. We're gonna use our MATLAB, or we can use our Python, right? So these are the things that we engineers use. So make sure whenever you play with the matrix, you should know the structure of the matrix. Okay, this is really important. First thing is that you should know the structure of your array. When I talk array, array mean your 1D, 2D, and 3D, right? So it is really important. You should know where exactly you are. So you have to go in x-axis. Like for example, there is one number in here. Okay, so I want to ask you, what can you determine this number? What is its location? You can say that from looking here, You can say, sir, this is 1, 2, 3. This is third column and the second row, third column, right? So now you can see we can define a particular value. Similarly, in 3D it becomes more complex. Okay, in 3D it becomes more complex. How? For example, let's say in the 3D. Okay, so this one, like this way. Okay, so now you have numbers in this direction. You also have numbers in this direction as well, right? You have numbers in this direction as well. You have numbers in this directions as well. So now you will have x-axis, y-axis, and z-axis. Okay, now there is a 3D array. How you will solve it? It will be more complex for you to solve in on a with a paper and pen. So we use RStudio for it. Okay, so for now we will start with the 1D, then move to 3D, and then we will move 2D, and then we will move to 3D. Okay, so always make sure 2D array is usually known as matrix. So we will start playing with the numbers for the today's lecture, and I'm gonna share my RStudio screen. I hope I can share. Okay, I can share my RStudio. You guys can see my RStudio screen. Just wait. Oh my God, in here now. You guys can see the RStudio screen. Okay, good. You guys can see. And okay, so there. Just 1 minute. Um, lab. Okay, now everyone please send ID in Zoom chat box. This is attendance for the lab. Do it quickly. You know, there is a method to rate this all the roll numbers and your attendance in RStudio as well. Maybe I will give you a small project about this thing as well, that how you can rate the roll numbers and particular corresponding name with the text file generated in the Zoom. Okay, so in here you can generate like your name, and then next column your roll number, and next column is the time, that what time you entered in the class, what time you left the class, like this way. So make sure everyone is there. So this time attendance is very important in my class. Okay, so I'm not gonna give you some leniency for this one. You should be present in my class. There should not be a recording things. Okay. Okay, so now I think the attendance is done. So let's talk about more. Let's talk about more the things. Just wait 1 minute, please. Oh my God, the students are. Okay, so let's follow some steps, and then okay, we will start our Okay, so today we're gonna talk about how to create okay, just 1 minute please. I will stop sharing my screen and then come back here, this one, and then this one in here, and what else? It should be here as well. And it should be as well. Share screen. Okay, now I think everyone can see the RStudio screen, right? You guys can see the screen I shared? Okay, okay, great. So in R, a vector is a sequence of values. For example, um, let's start. What date is today? Today is February 3, 2023. Okay. Let's Okay, so first of all, we need to create a vector that contains the specific values. For example, I would give a name of a vector. You know, when I talk about the vector or when I talk about the array, so it means the numbers that we are talking about. Whenever I talk about the factors, not the vectors, factors, one is vectors and then other is factors. Okay, these factors, these are two different things. Factor is only your text, name of a person, or name of the subject that you cannot multiply or divide the things. In vector you have, these are mostly the numerical values. Okay, let's say I would say vector 1 is equals to sequence 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so let's run this one. Okay, so in here you can see it is very important to understand the structure of your vector now. So in here, please everyone look in the screen. First of all, tell me, like any person who don't have the RStudio installed in his computer, like, do you guys have any issue with the RStudio installation or anything? Please be honest with me. It's okay, I will not mind. Even if you don't install, I will not mind. Just tell me the honest advice, honest thing, okay? Any student have any issue regarding installation of the RStudio? Anyone? I was having trouble finding the exact RStudio that others are using. Okay, so the thing is, let me, you have joined the you have joined Mr. What's your name? Okay, first no issue so far. Dawn, I have trouble. So remember I shared you a link to download the RStudio. Just go there and it would not be that difficult for you to download it. Okay. So how you try to download it, Mr. Don? You tried it using that one. Okay, so maybe first I will open that link again and I would try to share my screen again and share the screen. Okay, here you go. You now you can see the screen, my Google Chrome screen. I hope everyone can see the Google Chrome screen now. Okay, Google Chrome screen. So this is the link that I am gonna copy it again in your Zoom, in the Zoom box. I already sent. Okay, so what you gonna do, that there is a number one, step one. R Studio require this one, this is the version. Download and install R. This is the first step. You have to download, and whatever you get exe file, install it. Once you're done, go back again, download R Studio for desktop for Windows. Click in here and install it again. You guys got it? Okay, so the students, I have here, I have our studio said this is my first meeting. Okay, okay, so this is the first meeting. Then please, no, don't follow the instruction in the PDF. Just go with this one, okay? It's just simple thing. Okay, so anyone that's so can you repeat it? Okay, yes. So go in the website, just go in the website, scroll down, and in the first tab, it is written install R. Click in here. When you click in here, it will be open file. You can download R for Windows. You just click it on here, download R on the window, it will be downloaded. Okay. So once you download it, try to install it. Once everything is done, and then go back in here and download and install here the second one. See, it is already downloading in my here, the second one, and then open it and install it again. I hope, Dawn, it is okay. Okay, so I expect, Dawn, next in next class you will have your. Oh yeah, just try to download it meanwhile, and it is not that like that time consuming. It is very quick. Okay, so meanwhile, Dawn and other students, anyone else trying to download it right now? Anyone else? So we can wait for you guys, and then we can start once you are done. Okay, it's my. Okay, so John, Christopher, please you also try to download it and try to download it and try to understand the follow the step, try to follow up the step as well. And who else? Okay, let's wait for the Dawn. He is currently downloading. So let me know, Dawn, when you are done, okay? So let's wait for him for 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, that's great. That's great. You are installing. So the other students who did not open it yet, please open it so we can start working on our. Okay, so let's start again. Let me share you the screen, my RStudio screen. Share screen with the RStudio. Just 1 minute. Okay, so first of all, you should understand what is the this 1 minute. Sorry, there is the okay. Okay, so in here we created a vector that has 6 different elements, 1 to 6. So now you have, whenever you want to check how many elements this particular vector have, just write length length vector 1, right? And then run it. Either just when you click it, double click it, and then run. Okay. Oh, we did not define it, the vector. Maybe this is gaps and this one. Okay. And then just run it. It says it has six values in it. Okay. So when you want to check that how many values in a particular vector they have, it you just write the length, this one. Okay. You guys got it? So for example, I want to check, let's say, um, what is the first value, second value, third value, fourth value. I want to check it, right? So what you're gonna do, just write vec1. This is vector 1, and then use the square brackets like this way, and which element you want to say. Let's see what is the second element. Okay, it will show you the second element. Okay, the second element is 2. Okay, it is confusing that we are using 1 2 3, or let's say an random 3 6 4 1, like you can say like another, like you can 8, or like this one. Okay, so now my vector is this one. So let's run it again, and length of the vector is 6. So my number 2 element is 6. So it means whenever I write this one, I want to check, I want to see that my what is my second element. I will just write in the square brackets 2. And if I want to see, okay, what is my sixth element? I'm gonna check, okay, what is my sixth element? The sixth element is 6. Okay, so don't confuse the position and the value. Okay, so maybe it is confusing again. Let's put it 7, so you will not confuse that what is the value and what is the position. Okay, this one doesn't describe that the value 6 is, the value of 6 is there or not. No, it is only showing you the position. What is the position of the sixth element in my array? So write it. It will always show 7. Okay, so for example, you want to see like 10. What do you expect with if you write this one? If you write this one, anyone can, what do you expect? Yes, it will say NA. NA in RStudio mean not available. NA. It is NA stands for it is not available. There is some error when there is NA, so it means there is some wrong in your thing, in your algorithm. Okay, so it means there is, because the 10th position doesn't exist in here, so the values will be either 1 or either 6. Okay, so if I want to ask you what is the fifth value in my vector, can anyone please tell me what is the fifth vector? What is the fifth value? What will be the fifth? How you will write? How you will just write like this one and then run it, and this is my fifth value is 8. Okay, you guys got it? Yes. So now we learned how to make a vector, actually. You can say that this is a column matrix as well. See, this is a column matrix. Remember, sorry, this is a row vector. We talk about this one. This is a row matrix. It has only one row, right? Okay, so there is another way. Let's say I want to make okay, so let's go together. Let's say I want to make a vector of a particular length and which contains all zeros. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, rep mean replicate. See, whenever you write in here, so it will pop up in here, replicate element of vector and list. Okay, so it will replicate. Okay, so I want to replicate 0. How many times I want? Maybe I want um like 6 times. Okay, so let's see what it shows. It shows me 1 2 3. You can see it gives me, I want to replicate zeros. How many times? 6. I want to replicate 5. How many times? 6. Right, it is giving me this one. You got idea? Excuse me. So this is another, okay. So for example, if you just write this one, okay, again, I would go, where is my, okay. Okay, if you just write this one, for example, you say vector 2 is equals to 1 to 100. It will also give you the same thing, okay? So see, we have a vector, the second vector, and it is showing me integer. These are my integers, these are my numbers. Okay, so both are same, there is nothing difference, both are same. You can create in either way, you can create either way, there is nothing. Okay, so replicate function, it is a very good function when you want to repeat a thing. Like, okay, so for example, let's try to play with the replicate function. Okay, in replicate, let's say I want to say 1 to 5 and repeat it 6 times. Let's say what we get it. What it did, it will say 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5, and 6 times it will replicate. Okay, or I want to say, okay, I want, okay, so in here, actually this 6 shows TIMES is equal to 6. Let's say, okay, right? So let's say instead of times, I write each. Now you see the difference? You guys see the difference? What is the difference? In my first step, okay, let me copy this one and then copy this one as well, and times. Okay, so what did I do? Let's say I will save this one as a vector as well. Vector, let's say it's vector 3 is equals to this one, and then vector 4 is equals to this one. Okay, now see the difference between vector 1, vector 4, and so whenever you want display here, just write in here VEC3 and VEC4. Okay. So now you can see the pattern, like it is starting from 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5. But if you want each element on this one repeat 6 times, so what it will happen, 1 will repeat, 2 will repeat, 3 4 5 6, like this way. Okay, so you can see the difference. Whatever you want, you can create in any way. Okay, is it clear? Is it clear to everyone? Please try to make some, big numbers, or I just use 1 to 5, 1 to 5. Just try to make some new things. Okay, just try like in your own machines. Okay, so this thing is clear. Okay, one another very powerful and most commonly used thing in R is sequence. Let's say make sequence, SEQ. It will give you sequence. Okay, so you want to make a sequence. You have to give initial value. Let's say I will give initial value 1, and until, maybe I want until let's say 7. And what should be the difference, right? I say difference of let's say difference of 2. And let's run this one and see what the sequence it will create. It will create 1 3 5 7, right? It is creating with a difference of 2. It will is creating this one. Okay, if I want a difference of like maybe 0.5 maybe, and then it is giving me this one. Okay, so always make sure whenever you don't know what does the sequence tell me. So what you're gonna do, just write in this way the what you can say, the question mark, and write SEQ, right? If it will be there, and press enter. When you press enter, it will open your help. It will help you in here, and it will tell you, okay, sequence from, to, and by. These are our arguments in here. So in every algorithm, in every operation, we will have this one. So by default, if you put the first value, it will always consider it from. The second value, it will always consider to. And the third value, it will consider like length out, or mostly it will give you a sequence. So there is another way, like instead of this one, you just try to write, okay, length length dot out is equals to, you want 1 to 7, and you want the length of the sequence should be 20, and then run it. Now see this one. Okay, let's say save both. as well, and we will say this one by, and okay, VEC 5 is equal to this one, and VEC 6 is equal to this one. Okay, so let's say, so if you make vector 5 like this one, what do you expect? How many values will be there in vector 5? There will be only one values because you are giving an interval of 20. So I will not give 20, I will just give to interval of 2. Okay, and now it creates my vector. It is have 4 values and 1, 3, 5, 7. And in vector 6, let's create a vector 6. Vector 6 have 20 values because I gave the argument that from 1 to 7, just divide it equally, and I want 20 values outside as an output. Okay, so it gave me 20 values. I hope this thing is okay for you. Now we can make a like more complex thing. Like for example, you say, okay, replicate, and then you give inside the replicate, you give the sequence 1 to 7, and length out dot out is equals to 5. Okay, so until here your one argument is complete, your one, and then in the replicate it also asks you one, the sequence, and then comma. It also asks you how many times you want to repeat it. I say 5 times I want to repeat it. Okay, let's see. Right, so what did it do? It creates from 1 to 7, and length out was 5. Total 5 values equally divided. So 1, 2.5, 4, 5.5, and 7. They were equally divided. And then it repeated it several times. And then if you want each, okay. So now each value is repeated 5 times. Is it clear to everyone? So whenever you stuck about the argument of any operation, so what you're gonna do, just write question mark REP. Sorry, REP. This one, and press enter. It will give you the usage of this one. So replicate all these things. It will give you see in here it is given times, it is giving the length out, it is giving you each, like what is the function, you can use anything. Is it clear to everyone? So now you can create a sequence, any sequence of your interest in R, and you can repeat it several times, or like you can make very complex sequence as well, right? Okay, so let's go further. Okay, so as I already told you that just I told you like we can create 7, just 7 to 11. We just write in this way, and it will also create a simple array as well. Okay, and I told you about the sequence, length out. Okay. Okay. And sequence A to V, length equal to N. Okay, replicate. What else? Let me think working with the vectors. Okay, now let's do another thing. Let's do another thing. If you want to join two different vectors, for example, let's say vector 3 and vector 4, I want to join them by row or by column. Okay, let's see. If you want to join with the column, so sorry, in the column, so you will say C B I and C bind, and it will ask you which vector you want. We want vector 3 and vector 4. Now it joined my these two. See, my vector 3 and my vector 4. What was my vector 3 and vector 4 was this one. Let's this one, and then C bind. You guys got it? It joins my two columns. If I say instead of C bind, I want R bind. R bind means row bind, and then run it, and it will join me in the other direction. Okay, so this is the function of C bind and R bind, this thing. Okay, another let's see another thing is okay, so there is another function. Okay, so for example, you want to reverse the things. Okay, so for example, you have like where is our okay, so vector 1. So I want to reverse the vector 1. So my vector 1 was 3 6 4 1 8 7. So I want to reverse it. I will say REV reverse vector. Sorry, V was capital. Okay, reverse the vector. So now it is showing 7 8 1 4 6 3. It will reverse my things. If you want to reverse sometimes your arrays, you can just reverse it as well. Okay. Okay, so now you can say that, okay, sir, I want to see the fifth and sixth value in my vector 1. Okay, I will say, okay, I will show you. So what you're gonna write, vec sorry vec1 bracket and see what values you want to see. I want to see through third value and fifth value. I want to see in vector. What is the value? Let's see. It 4 and 8. It is 4 and 8. You want to see, maybe I want to see the like try to have some order, like starting from the lowest to highest, and I want to first 3 and 5 values. Okay, it will be 3 4 8. Is it clear to everyone? Is it clear to everyone? Any question? Okay, so let's go. Okay, so there is another thing, very interesting thing, like you want to see which value is 4. Okay, so you're gonna write which VEC, sorry, VEC 1 is equals to 8. So in here, it shows me now this is the answer of your question. Like whenever you go in the R Studio, double equal mean equals. Okay. So if you will say equal, it will not pop up anything. It will give you maybe some error like this one. Okay, so in R Studio, double equal mean exactly equal. Okay, so run this one. So it shows in vector 1, fifth value 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. This fifth value, my fifth value is 8. If you want to ask which value is maybe 7, no, not 7, like 10, what do you expect now? What do you expect if I run? It shows 0. There is nothing. It doesn't have any, what you can say, the value equals to 10, right? So this command is also like important for you guys. You guys can search your particular number, desired number. Okay, so not only equal, like you can say that greater than 10. Which values are greater than 10? No value, right? Which values are less than 10? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all these 6 values are less than 10. Okay, so which values are you can say that less than 6? 1, 3, and 4. The numbers at position 1, and 3, and 4, they are your values less than 3. Okay, if you want less than and equal, just give this sign. Maybe, sorry, less than, I think this one. Yeah, it will include this one. If you want greater than and equals to, this is the sign for the greater than and equals to. Okay. Any question? Okay, so let's move on further. Okay. Okay, so there is another interesting thing. Okay, in here, I showed you that the vector in here, like show me first, third, and 5 values. Sometimes I want that don't show me the 1, 3, and 5 values. Okay, so what you're gonna do, you're gonna put a minus sign in here. Right now, it will not show you first, third, and fifth value. It will show the all other values. Okay, so 6, 1, and 7. Okay, 6 was 2, 1 was 4, and 7 was 6 value. So it is only showing you 2, 4, and 6 value. Okay, is it clear to everyone? Okay, there is question. Excuse me, sir. The which segment is more than equal to 6? Why does that improve? Okay. The which statement, sir, is more than equal than more and equal to 6. Okay, more and equals to 6. Okay, let's see vector. First see the vector 1. Vector 1 is 3, 6, 4, this one, and I want to see which places of the values are greater than or equals to 6. Let's see. So it's supposed to be greater than 6. It's supposed to be maybe 2 and 5 and 6, I guess. See, 2, 5, and 6. So the values at point 2, the values at point 5 and 6 are either greater or equals to 6. Okay, I hope this is okay to you. And okay, so let's practice a bit more. Try to try to just make your roll numbers into integers and try to replicate it like this way. Okay, so just I will give you 2 or 3 minutes, and then we will then talk about the matrices. Okay, just try to do something like the follow up the things, how it is going, try to understand, try to read the algorithm. Okay. Okay, so until now we talked about the 1D things like the arrays, or which we call it the vectors as well. And then we talk about the basic things, how make sequence and other stuff. Okay, so now let's move on to the matrix, like the 2D things. Okay, so let's say I have a let's say I will say matrix A is equals to, if you want to create a matrix in this way, and then it will ask you mat. If you write mat or so it will give you matrix, okay, in here. So then the next argument is what elements you want to store in your matrix. Okay, so there are like things I already told you, that let's say I want to say that store vector 1 in my in my matrix. Or I want to say, okay, don't say the matrix. I have some new values like 2, 5, this one, or like this one. These are my some values that I want to store it. And then comma. And then it will ask you number of rows, NROW. Okay, it will ask you how many number of rows you want. So if you see like we can divide it into, let's say add one more in here. Okay, so I want 3 rows in here. Okay, and then it asks you the other by row. You will say by row mean it will make the matrix from starting from then by row. Then it will make 2, 5, 2. Then the next row 4, 6, 8, and the next row 9, 13, 67. If you say by row is equal to true, then let's say what's the matrix? Run it. So it create a matrix. It have one like 1, 2, 3. These are the number of rows, and these are the number of columns. If you want to see A and then A, this is your matrix. If let's say if it is false, I don't want in the by row, I want by column. Okay, let's see what happened. The order is same, and then this one. Okay, you guys got it? Now it starts 2, 5, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 13, and 67. It started in the other way. I hope this thing is clear. How to create a matrix? Is it okay? Is it difficult? It's just a simple line. Just make a matrix. Can you create a null matrix? Can you create a null matrix? Let's see who gonna make the null matrix first. Create a null matrix with order 3 by 3. Let's see, and send me the command in the Zoom. Just do it quickly. Oh my God, no answer yet? Pali. Warning message? Why warning message? Send me the warning message. So maybe you have 1, 2, 3. Wait, let me matrix. C is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You have 10 values. Then if you want 10 values, then the number of rows, it cannot be 3, right? Just remove one more zero. Remove 1 0 and then make it. Okay, so there is good. And James, you are always good. And James again, you made it really good. Okay, sir. And matrix 0 to 9, great. And okay, so there is another way. I will show you another way. to make the matrix of zero matrix, null matrix. Okay, see this now. Just put it like O is equals to, you don't need to write everything, just write it 0 and then run it. Let's see. But now, what is my O? See, if I want both, you give it number of rows and number of column as well is equals to 3. So I want a null matrix with 3 by 3, then run it and ta-da, it will show you this one. Got it? If you want not this one, if you want everything 8, then run it and then it will show you 8 everywhere. Okay, let me see your course. Yeah, great. Okay, now now it should be clear that how you create. You can create the matrix with just with a single number. It will automatically just give you 8 everywhere. If you want to define the number of rows, number of columns, it will just give you everything. Okay, so I hope now it will not be difficult to. I lack the number column. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. I did not say that make the column with a particular order. It's fine until unless it's a matrix. Okay, so next thing is important that we want to find what is the dimensions. Dimension mean what is the order. So write DIM and O. That's it. It should be 3 by 3. See, 3 by 3. It means 3 rows and 3 columns. Got it? And so let's say our number of columns is like 2. And let's say, what is the dimension of O? Now, dimension of O is 3 rows and 2 columns. Okay. And okay, so there is another interesting thing that I'm gonna tell you right now. You want to make a diagonal matrix. Okay, write DIAG. And in diagonal matrix, what should be the values in the diagonal? I want 1. Okay, and then number of rows and ROW is equals to 3. Number of column is equal to 3. That's it. Now I made the matrix. This is my identity matrix, right? If I want a scalar matrix like what you can say what you can say 8, and then this is my scalar matrix, right? Now make a scalar matrix that have your ID number in the diagonals. Can you make it? Just make it and send me. Make a diagonal matrix that have your ID number in the diagonal. Yes, correct. Yes, correct. In this way. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I think you guys are learning, and I hope you are enjoying as well, learning this one. Okay. Um, okay, so now right now we can we can just we will just try to practice our replicate. We gonna sequence and everything and just make up something like complex thing. For example, I want just rep, replicate like I want to replicate 1 2 3 and 3 times, and let's try what is it, how I will just make this my call matrix. It is showing some error, so let me see what is the error. How many values I have? 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Okay, so I should give it to 3 and then okay, so now if I run, oh, sorry, you can see in here like this way. So now you can, I feel like you can try it, just your things. Yeah, there are many students, they are sending their roll numbers, and yeah, it's good that you guys are trying. And please try to learn during the class, because this is lab class, and in lab class you have to learn things. Okay, so now you can even make diagonal with, like, the number of very big rows and very big columns, as well, like a diagonal matrix with number of rows. Maybe I want 30 by 30. If you just make it, like, you see, it will be very big column like this way. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Let's skip to 9 so we can say. Mm, okay, see, now this is my one column. So all the diagonals in here, here it's 8. Okay, so that's interesting. And now another thing. How about adding two matrix? Let's try to multiply A multiplied by A. You guys see? A multiplied by A. Did it work? A multiplied by A. What did you get? Is it correct? No, it is not correct. In A multiplied by A, it is equals, it just multiply the corresponding values, right? It I don't think so. A multiplied by A is correct, because it, okay, let's say A multiplied by O. Okay, maybe it's correct, I guess. Now A multiplied by O, and then you can just multiply identity matrix, or whatever. Like we made the identity matrix with the, let's say, make identity matrix with this one, and okay, number of columns should be 3 by 3. Okay, so let's say it is I. A into I, it should be A. What is A? And what is I? So A multiplied by I should be equals to A, but it's not in this case. Okay, so we will learn about the matrix multiplication later on. And for now, I wish you guys understand the matrix. Okay, so now in here, there's one more thing you guys should know. Okay, for example, I have a matrix A. Now in the 1D, I was looking like A into, I was just looking 1. Like in earlier, in the vector, I was just looking 5th position. But in here, we cannot say A into 1. We have to give I and J. What is this one is I and J. It tells us the first row and second column value. Okay. So first row and second column value of A is equals to 4. First row, second column is equal to 4. So we will go in this direction now. We can, if we write it like in this way, you will not find any answer, I guess. Okay, so it consider one, I think it consider one mean, one row, one column. If you put it like the 2, it will give you second row, second column, maybe 6. It's giving you 5. Maybe, okay, yeah, I understand. So whenever you give this one, it consider the first element as a row, number of row, and then the other is number of column. Okay, 2 by 2, it should be 6. Okay, you guys understand? So for the homework, I want you guys, I shared you the book. Okay, so in here, starting from this chapter number 3. In chapter number 3, you should follow all the 48, no, not 48, maybe uh until what? Let me think. Let me see. Until 48, you should try to understand. Okay, there are 48 until 48 example. You should try to understand it, and I think that's it for today's class. And I hope you have a nice weekend over there. And please write me if you have any questions or concern about it. And yeah, I would see you next week. Not next week, tomorrow, hopefully. Tomorrow we will meet again and we will discuss the art studio again. Okay. So for now, I will say goodbye. Have a good weekend and good night, dear. Bye bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
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 Thank you, sir. Bye,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Bye, sir.